Hello and welcome to Auntie Collins Predictions. I'm your host, Auntie Collins. I'm just your aunt here in wrestling. I'm very nervous, so thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, hi, again, I'm Collins. I do a monthly predictions challenge. Sometimes we have a couple pay-per-views a month, but if there's an AEW pay-per-view, if there's a WWE pay-per-view, even Impact pay-per-views, we have a predictions challenge. Go over to my Twitter. You can find the thread. It is pinned. It is at Callzorgs. You can see all of my social medias down below as well. Go follow me on social media so you won't miss an opportunity to participate in the predictions challenge. What is the predictions challenge? Well, every pay-per-view that is of notoriety, we have a predictions challenge. So there is a Google form that goes out. You type in all of your predictions. We kind of have a running tally, and whoever gets the most points becomes the Auntie Collins predictions champion. Like, the current reigning champion is Epi. My partner. And you know what I had to do? I had to pay him $25 at Pro Wrestling Tees. That's what we did last time. So, if that's something that you're interested in, ready to up the stakes, let's just jump into the latest pay-per-view and get on to predicting. So, the pay-per-view that is going to be tomorrow. I'm recording this on Saturday because I was waiting to see if there were going to be any new matches because we only have 6 matches so far on record for this pay-per-view. It is the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Usually Extreme Rules is in July, but they changed it this year to September. So this is their monthly pay-per-view for the WWE. If you don't know anything about what Extreme Rules is, it's basically a pay-per-view that is based on stipulations. So you can have kendo stick matches, you can have street fights, you can have chair matches. Well, they kind of try to save those for TLC, which is in a couple months. But basically anything to up the stakes a little bit, if you will, on a match. And it's just a gimmick, you know. I'm trying to not use wrestling jargon for those who are new to the wrestling world, because you know what, the predictions challenge is not just for advanced wrestling fans. It is for everyone, because wrestling is for everyone. Let's say it together. Wrestling is for everyone. Wrestling is for everyone. So anyone can join the predictions. It doesn't matter if you get 1 right or 10 right or none of them or all of them. It's just a lot of fun, and it's kind of our way to kind of connect together, because I mean, we're still in a global panini. So let's just get to predicting. Let's jump right into it, and I hope you have something to drink. I am drinking black tea this evening, so I got some black tea from the local grocery store. I'm ready. You're ready. So let's get predicting. Like I mentioned, the Extreme Rules is a gimmicked pay-per-view. The Extreme Rules term is to describe the regulations for the match. So anything goes type of thing. Right now, we only have 1 match that is technically an Extreme Rules match. And it is for the WWE Universal Championship. That is on the SmackDown brand. So we have Roman Reigns, who is the current reigning Universal Champion, versus the Demon Finn Balor. And I feel like a lot of us already know who it's going to be. We know that it's going to be Roman Reigns coming out at the end. You know that he's going to be the one who wins. He's going to win at any cost. He really has been a dominant champion. He's been a fighting champion. But if you know what's going on behind the scenes, you know that Brock Lesnar is already shoot in for the next pay-per-view against Roman. So it wouldn't be a very WWE thing if they didn't spoil it. But regardless, I know that this is going to be a really great match. Both Finn Balor and Roman Reigns are extremely talented, and they always put on a great show. I think it would be important to highlight the demon aspect of it, because they want that piece of doubt that can Roman defeat not only just Finn Balor, the man, the wrestler, but can he beat the demon inside Finn Balor? So this is going to be an Extreme Rules match. I'm predicting Roman Reigns to win. I think that he's going to take his title run even into 2022. I don't know who would be the person that I should see to take the belt from him, but it's definitely not going to be the demon Finn Balor. And I mean, WWE already kind of spoiled it for us with bringing Brock Lesnar back and kind of advertising that match, you know? So that's one of 6 matches that we have highlighted. The next one I want to talk about is the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, and it is Becky Lynch, your champion, versus Bianca Belair. So I have a lot of feelings about this, and I didn't want to not talk about them, because we all know what happened at SummerSlam. Bianca Belair, who has been built at this extremely talented star, really overcame so much coming from the Royal Rumble, beating Sasha at WrestleMania, to come to, SummerSlam and get beaten by Becky Lynch in just a couple seconds, which is completely bullshit, because we all know that Bianca Belair losing the title belt kind of undoes everything that WWE kind of built up. Like, what? There is no reason. What was the reason? What was the reason? Insert the Cardi B meme here. We don't know the reason, because we are led to believe that Bianca Belair is a champion. She is the star, and she is. You can't look at her and not see that mega star potential. But Becky Lynch just got the belt back, so there is no way that she's dropping the belt. And I am a sucker for long title reigns. I am not the kind of person that likes these, 10-day, 8-day, 4-day, 4-hour, reigns. I give it some time to breathe, give a little storyline, give a little something. But in my opinion, remember, this is all my opinion. You can base your opinions later in our Google form. But I don't know. It's just, in my heart, I just want to see Bianca Belair be dominant. But unfortunately, I think that Becky Lynch is going to retain, and it's going to do some damage to Bianca Belair. She's going to have to work to get back to that main event status. But after that WrestleMania moment, the moment that grown men were crying, seeing Sasha and Bianca just battle it out, it just sucks to see it at this spot, but they have to work with what they have. And what they have is 2 people who could have potentially a great match. And, I have a feeling that maybe Becky will win via cheating or via, DQ or something that's going to keep that championship on her, where they'll figure out some sort of storyline later on down the path. But for now, Becky Lynch is set to retain. All right, we do have a triple threat match, which I could see being turned into an Extreme Rules match. It is for the WWE United States Championship, which is currently held by Damian Priest, who recently came up from the NXT roster. So Damian Priest is our champion, and he is against Jeff Hardy, who he's made for an Extreme Rules kind of match, and Sheamus. I feel like we've seen enough of Damian Priest versus Sheamus, and I would like to see Sheamus be the one pinned, kind of keep him in the background for a little bit, kind of away from the United States Championship scene. But Damian Priest has done such a fantastic job being the United States Champion. He had just received this championship from Sheamus, so I think he should hold on to it a little bit longer. I want to see a little bit more storyline. I want to see what they do, especially with the draft coming up. I want to see what happens there. But personally, I would like to see Damian Priest get the victory here. Adding Jeff Hardy just adds that little sense of flair and kind of a little bit of a hope that they're going to make it an Extreme Rules match, since this is the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And it's so weird that there's not more gimmick matches, but whatever. That's my prediction. That's what I'm sticking to. All right, we do have a singles match. This is the only match that is not for a title. And it is Liv Morgan versus Carmella. And I love that we're adding more women's matches to the card that aren't just for titles. However, this storyline has been interesting. Now, I have been a big Liv Morgan fan for a very long time. I love Liv Morgan. I love this story that has kind of risen from the ashes. We kind of saw a little bit of a glimpse of it at WrestleMania last year versus Natalya, which that was a great match. If you want to go back and watch, COVID era WrestleMania, it was a really great match. And we kind of saw like, oh, Liv Morgan is more than just the Riot Squad. And a lot of us know that the Riot Squad is no more, that Riot is dead. We know that Ruby, formerly Riot, now Soho, is over at AEW. So Liv Morgan has kind of had to step up and really start performing and really come into her own. And I really believe that she has started to come into her own. But now is her chance to capitalize on this. And Carmella really would be such a great competitor to kind of elevate Liv Morgan. I don't think that Carmella needs this win. But my problem here is that last night on SmackDown, Liv Morgan could only fight Carmella at the pay-per-view if she beat Zelina We're thinking, okay, great. Zelina's just going to get decimated. It's fine. But Zelina won on Friday. So that's strange. That's weird. And I don't understand why they put this stipulation. They put this like, oh, you have to like do this if it wasn't going to be fulfilled, I guess. Like we want to cheer Liv Morgan. She is the underdog. She is, the one that hasn't won championships, which Carmella has won championships. She's been the SmackDown Women's Champion twice and Money in the Bank twice. So, well, technically only one time, but we're not going to talk about that. But it's important to highlight the fact that they put this stipulation to get to the match at the pay-per-view, but they didn't achieve that. So while my pick is still Liv Morgan, because I think Liv would do best being elevated by this win over Carmella, I have such an issue with WWE storytelling, because if you want to tell that story, if you want to tell that story of Liv Morgan defying all odds, really honing in on her craft, showing that she's improved in the ring, showing that she is an actual competitor, you have to go along with the storyline. You have to make people believe that she's truly the underdog and not just undermining storytelling and not, paying back. And honestly, it kind of insults our intelligence. You have to reward your fan base with storytelling and do long-term storytelling. And this is just a little bit like, why would you do that? Why would WWE do that? I want to know what you think about that below. We still have 2 more matches to talk about. So, the next match is the Usos, which is Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions versus the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. I am absolutely in love with Montez Ford. Like, I am so in love with Montez Ford. I think that he has the charisma to be a world champion one day. I feel like him in the Street Profits, they will become tag champs once again. However, tonight is just not the night. I think that the bloodline, the whole gimmick with Roman Reigns, or not really gimmick, they actually are a bloodline, but the whole storyline with the bloodline, I don't think it ends here. I think that they're going to push that storyline a little bit further. So I see the Usos going on top. I have my personal opinions on the Usos, but I will leave that for another time. But I think that this is going to be a really good match to watch. I don't think that WWE has really prioritized tag teams as a whole, but I think the tag teams that they do have really are very talented, and I really want to see where they go with this match. It's definitely going to be a lot of moves, a lot of flips, a lot of air-defying gravitas. It's going to be everything on the line. And I think we are going to be sports entertained, you know? So yeah, I have the Usos for winning that one. All right, so the sixth and final match that is on the card as I'm talking is Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss with her little doll thing. And I hate this storyline so much. I left it last because I don't have much to say about this. Lily's that little doll thing. I've just really ignored this because like this kind of storytelling, this kind of stuff is just not for me. It's not for me. So I really would like to see Charlotte Flair continue this reign. I'd love to see her just rip up that stupid doll because I don't really give a shit about it. I really, like, I just feel it's like a little bit pedophilia, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I'm not monetized here, so it's not coming out of my bank, but I just really feel like it's creepy to see an adult woman portray a child and seeing the comments on Twitter regarding her. So Charlotte Flair, yeah, Charlotte Flair for the win. I don't think that anyone is really dropping their titles at this pay-per-view. I think we're going to have some great matches. But it's a little bit disappointing that we aren't seeing the Intercontinental Championship being defended. Not even the WWE Championship over on the Raw brand with Big E off his huge win. I would love to see that match versus Bobby Lashley put on the card. But we'll see what happens if there's a change in the card or anything added. My DMs are open over on Twitter. So it is time for you to go over to my Twitter right now at Callsorgs. You will see it pinned. If you know it, when you scroll down to my page, it's going to be that first tweet that you see. It is your turn. It is your turn to go predict. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with all of my decisions? Do you think that Becky Lynch is going to retain? Do you think that Roman Reigns is going to fight Brock Lesnar? What do you think about me kind of trashing on the Alexa Bliss Lily partnership? Because I could be wrong. We'll see. You ready to put your predictions on the line for it? All right. I'm going to be watching the pay-per-view from home, so I hope you are going to be watching with me, and I hope to see you again very soon. These are my predictions. Just a reminder, these are my predictions. Go tell me yours. See you around, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye!